G'day, g'day. Not too long stream again, maybe like an hour or so. We'll be going to like 12:30. But before we start, I'd like to make a formal complaint. Maya, why the fuck do you keep resetting my grid settings? The default grid settings is like 12 by like 5 by subdivision of 5 or 10 or something, I don't know. It keeps changing. And I'm like, why? Why does it keep changing? Oh no. I'm mad though. I'm mad. Anyway, we're gonna get back into this. So yeah, about an hour or so. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Let me flick over. So for those of you who missed out on yesterday's stream, feel free to check it out in your own time, but I will see if I can catch you guys up a little bit. I'm making like I'm going to attempt, and if all goes well, to make 3 swords: a katana, a long sword, and a scimitar, or a scimitar, or whatever you want to call it. And I want to make this by the end of my holidays, ideally. So, I think I'm gonna start off with like I'm either gonna go. I think I'm gonna block out the weapons first, and then I'm gonna start adding a bunch of details and whatnot. So, but I'll let you guys know. But yeah. So first and foremost, I'm gonna find one that I like. Preferably like vertical or horizontal. Alright, I'm gonna use this for reference. If this works. I've had this not work in the past and it was incredibly frustrating. I'm not obviously copying it or anything like that, I'm just using it as reference. To see if I can get my... Like, I want to get the size right, and I quite like the size of that. Let's go free image plane, apply. Find the reference. I should have shoved it in source images, but oh well. Where's the center here? So it seems to be hard to visualize. I'm just going to use this. Okay, so it's there. A little hard to see, but I can do. I swear I used to be able to change the color of the grid. You know, well, I can't change it, but oh well. Split it up, perspective and front. So I'm only using this for length reference to preface. Let's add a cube here. Maybe to about there. is very much longswordy. I may adjust the sizing of everything, but that's not terrible. Now we're going to that. Then, so one thing I'm going to do. Going to make this unselectable, so shove it in here. Awesome. Just again, shift right mouse button, we'll bring up a cylinder. I'm wanting to work relatively high poly, so I might even go. Just trying to think about sort of where I want. I think I like that design almost. So I want to squish it in to make it not too thick. A lot of these have these designs, so it's I quite like it. I think that's kind of unique in color. I can play around with it though, but it's mostly for blocking. But I might go like 12. What do we think? What do some of these end up looking like? That's pretty high. At the end of the day, it does depend on like the poly count you're trying to go for. I swear I had like one of these before. That's pretty high. No, I'm not too sure. 12 is pretty fine, I think. Bring it up. Still want like thinner though. I'll play around with the sizings there. And then I also want... maybe another cylinder? I think. I don't know, I feel like we could get it being longer, to be honest. Maybe a little shorter. Maybe just till there. So we're working with probably about this. Start working on one of the scimitar. Just looking, I got two ways to go about it. I could go something like this, where that's mostly just flat and then it goes out. Or alternatively, some of these bend the whole way. Depends on where you want, if you want that to be flat or you want it to be flat around there. Design wise. Guess I'll see if I can save this. Oops. Oh well. Let's create an image plane. To them. Okay, oops. It's fine. This one I will rotate this way just to keep them consistent. Oh my lord. I'm going insane. How are these... You know what? This tar can't be on top then, huh? Why did we go up there? Okay. We want thickness to be about the same. So as long as of a sword. To put in perspective, it goes to there compared to the longsword. I want it to be somewhat, maybe a little bit skinnier, so I'm just trying to see width-wise what we're talking. So as we can see there, it's super skinny and so I might up the scale a bit. Oops. put in perspective, that's how thick the sword is, roughly. So it can be a bit skinnier. Awesome. I'm gonna be right back. I'll be maybe like 5 minutes. I'll shove up the volume and I mean it's coming along. Be right back. Hey, my bad. I'm back. Let's get going. So that's about the sizing probably that I want for the scimitar. Let me freeze those. I don't want to be touching the group really. And I'm going to match the crossguards here. So it's going to make out pretty decently, but not to the end. And then, so it's more like a one-handed sword there. And then I'm going to hide that and shut the katanas. Which turns out to be about the same, but with a much longer handle. I'll make it a bit smaller. I don't know, I can play around with it, but I want maybe similar width, and then I want that to be about the same, which is unfortunate, so. This one will be, I think, longer-ish. It's fine though. Just block out the scimitar. So we're just adding these into here, so I can't select them. Gonna start off once again with the blade. Gonna match that. Add another cube. Really short. Once again, we'll hit about 12. Oops. I'm gonna see. I sort of want to sort of flatten maybe, not like full around. Like as you can see, these are kind of like not completely around. So maybe something like that. Then that we can probably get there. We're on a very thin blade. I'll end up cutting these off, but that's when I come around to it. Awesome. Shove these in there. These design-wise are always a little tricky. I think what's going to be better to rotate it like that. See if I can match it. And then I'll probably want like a cylindrical thing. So again, we'll go for about a 12. This will go into katana. Sorry. So these are usually relatively round, but not like anything crazy. Like more like oval, if that makes sense. Let's just get it. They seem to be quite elongated. Highlighted that out, I think. These also are very thin. Maybe something like that thickness. A bit thicker. Something like that. It's looking to me to be about right. We'll add the extra part. Goes over here. Here. Awesome. Then I can easily come in. And get the fetching that. Let's see. Seems roughly right. Go an extra one. is the blade that we're working with. Why are we bugging? This, which I might actually see if I can use as like a something like that. Isn't half bad. So that's where it's gonna clip on. Not bad. Maybe a bit. I'm not too sure what I want to do design-wise, but we'll figure something out. Looking a little off. That's looking a little better though. What we're doing is softening these edges and then hardening the end caps. So it gives the smooth result. We're working like, this isn't like low poly by all means, but it's also not too high poly either. Awesome. Liking this thus far. Time is it? Not bad. Sweet. I can increment and save that. So we've got the long sword, which I'm going to do some touch-ups of, and the scimitar, which I think I'm going to work on the scimitar for now. Presumably for the katana. Awesome. Let's get this in line. Don't know if this is the best way of doing it, like this way, but it does work. Oops, wrong one. Not too worried about down there. Just once we start going into about there, that's where we're gonna want the geo. It's getting a bit smaller around the end, so I'm gonna have to play with this. But I do just want it in position. So we got that bend. This doesn't really need anything. Sort of like this. Not necessarily copying it one for one anyway, so. It's not really what I'm after. Druid. Decrease the offset. Awesome. Not going too big with the details, I just want those like main things kind of coming. Also gonna start maybe vertex, snag some of these and bring them down. I still need to touch it up, but it's looking better. This can be maybe hardened. Not too sure about this one here. Maybe we want that softened. Awesome. There's two ways about doing this next part. I could either make it out of 2 bits of mesh, or I could make it out of 1. Just debating. Probably 1. I sort of like that design where it like holds over. A lot of these seem to have that. Don't know if I'm necessarily gonna go for this completely, but. Oh! What did that just do? Oh, I don't trust what just happened. Okay, hopefully I don't lose too much. What the fuck just happened? I did just lose a lot of progress. I don't know what happened. Maybe I pasted or something? That's super unfortunate. I lost a lot of good progress there. I don't know, I just had so much random junko. Ah, that's so unfortunate. It's a little longer, but I can fix it up. Unfortunately, you can never select that last little bit, so... Okay, to about there. Once again, that's that. Sort of gone. Will look better once I refine those. Okay, I was just a little confused on why that was going like that. We save more often? I thought I was saving pretty well, but oh well. Lost what, 15 minutes of work. Squeeze these. I just don't like that being too wide. Jesus. Stirred up by a bit. Stirred it once more. Then this time offset it inwards. Change the cap. Run this. Isn't potentially the same, but it's similar. Then we can vertex, Grab these. Grab these. Then maybe if I run these up a bit. Alright, see if I can bump it out a bit. Not half bad. Still want that end bit to be not too bad. Little up. And still want a bit thicker then. Then again, once I start getting these two going, maybe it's this bad. We're gonna increment. What do you think? Yeah. May play with these, but I like that. Select these. Doesn't need to be the same. So like the inwards look there. Not bad. Could almost flatten that. Nah, that doesn't look as good. Okay. It's not too bad. Sort of over modeling this actually when I do think about it. Like not over modeling it, but I'm doing more than I sort of want to right now. That's fine. Just save this. And for this, I still want to go 2 ways with these. This is this. Now, in between this wrap, there's gonna be a sliver of metal. Right? So like this. Or, I think one of the katanas showed it. Yeah, like that sort of, right? From the blade. As the blade is, you know, part. Which actually makes this even more impressive now that I think about it. That they've modelled all that. So I want to add that, and it'll be going through to the tip of the end. But on top of that, love to add that. Honestly, even with that, those hard edges, it's not half bad. Alternatively, I can soften and harden these. Which is probably going to be the better way to go. Oh, I got this the wrong way as well. It's probably fine. I'll do this and then I'll end stream. Honestly, my alternative is to keep this pretty flat throughout. And then this last bit. Or do something like that. happens if I sharpen it as well. Interesting. What happens if I went like that? Issues down the road there. Sleepy. That's fair, that's fair. I'm alright, I'm alright. I wasn't going to be streaming for too much longer, sorry. But, currently just working on a... I might just do the, crossguard though. But I'm just working on some swords, I'm alright. Stream for a little bit longer. Get this crossguard and then I might end and I can go for a walk because it's pretty damn hot outside. I don't know where my phone is, so oh well. I just gotta get these sizings right. So I'm working on, to preface, I'm working on a couple swords. And right now I'm just in the blocking phase, getting the basic blocking. Fear. Now I'm glad to see you pop by. I'm working on, I got a long sword that I'm working on here. Just refining. I might get like a center divot. I'm using a couple of references here, so maybe like a cutout there. Like some of these have them. I think it's just to reduce weight, but I don't know if there's any other reason why they're added. Hopefully not too bad to do. I would assume not. This might be a little bit of a pain to set up. So I got my long sword that I'm getting in. Crossguard not done though. Yeah, I mostly do. Oh, it's a bit of a long story which I can go over. I got a katana that I'm working on. There we go. The katana hasn't got the, I haven't done the end, but, and nor have I done this. I've just gotten it in place. I need to tie that part up. But it's mostly just blocking at the moment. That's what my main focus is. And then I got a scimitar that I'm working on as well. Ignore the shading that I got going on there. That's sort of like, I haven't touched these. I've just added that center part. Once again, I did a little bit more work than I wanted to for the handle, but yeah. To preface, so this all makes sense. I'm a 3D artist. I do make games and whatnot, and I sort of have a yearly tradition almost. Let me just turn my music down because I forgot to turn it down earlier. Where I bring it up in a second. Where I work on a katana. So this is I've like a work art station, sorry. And here's my art station. It's alright, but I've gone okay. Like prefacing the last thing that I posted. Oh, maybe I'm not gonna be able to see. Hold on. The last thing that I've uploaded is like, okay, that wasn't too long ago, 2 months ago. Prior to that, about half a year ago, almost, right? So I haven't uploaded in ages, and every year I work on a sword, and well, sometimes a bit more, but I would generally make a katana. So I started off with this katana that I made. This was, I think, second year into learning how to 3D model. See, Signal Burst. Maybe first year, now that I think about it. Because I've made a bunch of these swords here, and weapons. This was an old long sword, bastard sword that I made. Anyway, as you can see, there's a lot, quite the improvement coming when it comes to these sorts of things. And anyway, cut to whenever this was, 2 years ago, I was working on a Witcher sword, and I mean there were some improvements. This is better. I actually got a pretty cool corkscrew kind of design going. Oh man, I think I know how I did that actually. I should probably, that may be helpful for like this hilt that I'm working on. I don't know, depends on design. And last year I worked on another katana. I just remade that katana from there. It's the same base mesh, but I completely overhauled it. Like the UVs completely overhauled, textures obviously overhauled. I wrote down like, you know, what I'm referencing for each part. And I mean, it came across pretty well. But I'm like, that ain't it, right? I feel like I can do so much better than that. And since I've done a bit, so like this was last year, I was working, I think end of last year, I was working on this X and stuff. So I've got some much better texture game, I guess, working. This isn't perfect, but this is pretty good. I would argue that this is currently the best that I've publicly shared piece. But even then, I don't think that's great, and I think there's a lot of issues with it. And so that combined with maybe this here, and I don't think these are particularly amazing either. So I'm like, okay, let's go and see if I can improve and show off what I've learned, right? And so it comes to here, and I'm like, I don't know. Instead of just working on one sword, why not work on 3? It's going to take longer. If I really wanted to, I could probably finish a sword in like a day if I was grinding it, maybe 8 hours, 10 hours. But I don't really want to do that. I sort of want to like take my time, get across. So this one I'm going to be working on most days this week. And we'll see what happens later on. I still need to work and stuff like that if I can find some work. But yeah, I just want to see if I can get some stuff going. So yeah. I kind of like swords. Don't know too much about them. Especially considering I don't think there were ever any swords here. I live in New Zealand, so... Like, there are weapons, but... very different. But yeah, so I don't know, that's kind of what we're working with, really. Let's see if I can get back to my long sword. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm up to. I'm pretty happy and satisfied with some of these base shapes. I quite like this extra part I got going out there, and I'm tempted to go with that. I'm actually going to continue that. I really like that extra little bit. I think it adds a nice touch. Yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, I'm not really into swords, but I like the ones from Oblivion and Skyrim. I like Witcher. That's my Witcher. Well, that's also where the music's from, but that's one of my favorite games out there. Arguably, I should have gone with more polygons there. I sort of regret not. I may redo this with 20, because that's quite... I mean, it's like fine when you're like out here, but because it's like reasonably large. If this was like small, then it's hard to notice, but because it's like decently large. Skyrim and stuff is pretty cool though. I dig it. They got some real cool stuff in it as well. Like scythes too. I've never seen anyone model a scythe though. I did like a small scythe It's like based off of like a horrible. This isn't like a full-on scythe, but it's like a from I think like a Warframe or something design. I think it's like the Kamas or something. It's terrible. This is like one of the first models that I even made, and there were so many fundamental issues. So, not good, but it's sort of that design. But no, I haven't seen too many people model a scythe. There is a pretty good idea for something that I could do in the future, though. Do I want this to be flat? It's a baby scythe, effectively, yeah. But now I'm going to be working on this for, I think, a good number of days. I'm hoping. I want to get something that I'm like, you know what? I'm super happy with this, and it's going to take a while. I mean, I was pretty happy with the axe that I made. I think I made a pretty good looking axe, but I feel like I can do something even better now, you know? I feel like... Because, okay, so to preface, I primarily work on games, right? We've been releasing a bunch of games. And for school and stuff. And so now that we're like sort of done with like mass building games, I'm so down to just like get some real cool models going. Hold on. And show you the games if you want to see them. Just wanna get this going. Okay, sweet. Just trying to fix those normals, really. I think I'm gonna extend these a little bit too thin. It's partially because my blade is a little bit thicker than sort of. This isn't like my base reference, but I'm just using it for like size relations. Because you know what the worst thing is? The worst thing is like building something and then going, I made something, it looks like the proportions are so munted. Like I'd almost say that it almost looks too thin still. But I think part of that is because of how I don't know. I do still think it's a little bit thin. But you just gotta be careful, right? If I make this like, for example, like that thick, the proportions are munted, and then you sort of have to make it longer to adjust for like the thickness you added, and then if you make it too long, it looks like, you know, something from Berserk, or, you know what I mean? So you gotta be careful, but I do want the blade to be a bit thicker than the thing, as matching with that in most of my references that I got. Like, bear in mind, I've been going kind of ham with my references. We got a heat. So, some of it's just to see, like this, I'm not even going to be modeling this. I was just like, you know what? This is from The Witcher, by the way. I've never really thought about how not so hard it is. That makes it look easier than I imagined. So, I kind of just like looking at that. I don't know, I'm kind of like pretty happy with this. I'm just not happy with how to get this going. What's a tongue? It's kind of look like that. Just gotta figure out how I sort of want that kind of looking, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. I can quickly show you. Actually, it should IO, be careful. I've learned that it's got some real odd stuff on it, so let me not show everything. Which, no, not judging people, but there's a lot of stuff. It's a little dodgy. So we got Tracer. So to preface, we spent technically 8 weeks working on 4 prototypes. We're only given like 1 week to work on it, 1 week break, right, in between each of them. And we worked on some games here, some games not here. We worked on... here they are. I don't know why these come up here, but then some of them don't. I'll have to see if I can fix that. Anyway, a couple games. I don't know, sometimes HI can be a little weird. This was like the prototype, so we had to make a prototype. We were given a week to make it. It's not great, it's pretty bare bones, but for a prototype, like, it's fully playable. And it's fully uploaded here, so you can sort of see, like, the improvement and how we kind of adjusted and improved upon our concepts and stuff, what we liked, what we disliked. We made a small, bear in mind only a week, but we made a simple, like, 2D pixel art, like you're inside of a art museum and you want to, like, steal the art piece and whatnot and make your way to the end and escape. While dodging these, there's a bunch of lasers and stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff that we got going. We did a... Okay, well this was the last one, hence why I'm skipping it for now. We did a... This was the other game, so we touched upon Tracer and the Mallory Curse. And that's kind of what we had going. I mean, it was a pretty cool game for a concept, but definitely could do with some improvement, and we did some massive improvement. And last but not least, we made like a sort of like a physics game where you want to like destroy buildings and stuff like that to get the cat on the ground. Kind of cool there. You can sort of see there. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I made some rudimentary, like I made a bazooka, an RPG, I made a like a C4 and some stuff like that. I made a heap of weapons and stuff for that. And then we had 4 weeks to effectively take our concept. Kind of reminds you of Katamari. Ironically, one of the other teams worked on like a Katamari reroll esque game, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it was like confined to only the only a house, so you couldn't get larger and go, you know, take down the streets and world and stuff like that. But regardless, still pretty cool. There were some really good games. Now we suffered some major issues. I would have loved to be able to see sort of where we would have been able to go if we had no issues, but both times we had just like missing people. Like this one, we had people like about like both times it was just on the coders end, where like we were missing 2 coders for the majority of this. They weren't really missing, but there just wasn't much getting done, unfortunately. Occasionally. And then this one we had 2 missing, where one was a different part of the country, with no access to like a computer or anything, I don't think. And then the other one was like fully sick, couldn't get out of bed, so munted. But yeah, this one's like it's like a speedrun game and sort of like shooter and whatnot. Pretty good. We got a not like a trailer. The other one has a trailer, but we got a I don't know if you can hear it. It's terrible quality. I might just open it up because you're not able to see much. I unfortunately had some weird compression. I don't know why. I exported it at like 1440p and it went to. It's pretty quiet in this demo though, unfortunately. I think the gameplay was pretty good. I think at the end of the day, this was a pretty good game, but there's some pretty big issues. It was like very like PlayStation 1 design, so it made some things pretty easy. We could take a lot of what's the word? A lot of things we could like sort of like squeeze around some gaps because it's like, you know, no, it's PS1, so we had some like real crazy like tiling textures that I made. I think I made most of these textures, and we could do stuff like that. I accidentally hit the wall there. So this is this game. It's a bit more than that. There's some like progression and stuff like that. It's only about 5 levels, unfortunately, though. Pretty cool game though. I dig it. I would hope so. Oh geez, I'm on like I'm almost at 500 subs. That's kind of W. And then the Mallory is our second game. We just finished this one as of last week, and pretty cool game. This one I think ended. I don't know which one ended up being like the better of the two. I'd probably say this one ended up being the better of the two. But for the majority of making this, ironically, it was not looking good. I did devlogs every week for them. I don't think I ever did an end devlog, actually. I need to do an end devlog. What day is it? It's Monday? Maybe I do an end devlog, maybe later today or something, or tomorrow. Because I usually did devlogs and talked about my game, and I didn't. Which is unfortunate. I was doing another assessment. I had to do a bunch of animations. I'm like, ugh. So, I was grinding that. Long story short, it's a horror game. You're inside of a ship, and you gotta explore the ship, and you're given objectives, find stuff. Yeah, horror game. We got this creepy. I can boot it up. I might be able to boot it up. If I have the file. I don't even know if I have the file for it. Let's see. Because as soon as I was done with this, I was on to my final assessment for the year, which I was grinding out. And I'm like, oh, I don't got time for this. You know what I mean? But it got pretty interesting around the end. I was fine. I got everything submitted about half a day early, but still I was kind of rushing. I'm not too sure if this is the final build. I don't think it is. Let me see. I'm gonna quickly download and see if I can get, unless I have it in my downloads. Unfortunately, this isn't like vertical for vertical slice. That's just vertical for the video. Maybe this is it, I think. It seems to be it, yeah. Okay, I can show you. Horror games sorry, I missed your message. Horror games terrify you, horror movies don't really. Really? I'll keep it about 50. I'm not that much of like a horror person either. I'm not great with horror. On the other side, I would say if I were to have like if I was forced into watching a horror movie or game or media, right, I'd probably be the opposite. I'd prefer like a horror game to a horror movie. Only because I have my own control, you know what I mean? Like, if you're watching a movie, to me, it's like you have to sit back and there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Like, you're fucked. But then again, you could argue games are more immersive because of that. But then, you know, I sort of have my own, like, control over something. I don't know. It depends on the game. To be honest, I was playing Cyberpunk, the end of Cyberpunk DLC, and that was, I don't know, I don't usually play horror, and that was like an accidental horror. I was so scared. So I'd probably Alt F4 out of the... Hey, at least you're able to Alt F4. In a movie, you know, you can't really... It's like, oh no, somebody's attacking the guy, I can't just, you know, quit the game, right? I don't know. I think it's kind of funny though. Bump up the audio, see if that's loud enough, I think.
My head. Where am I?
Don't know if this is loud enough or not. I might bump it up a little bit. What is up with that light? I ain't gonna question it. You know what? We've already submitted it, and I don't really care about it anymore. We're gonna do like a bigger game. Ironically, this room is mostly assets from the from the prototype. A lot of these are from the prototype. I made a couple things. I made this fan and stuff, but this room isn't anything too new. But yeah, we got secret hidden notes and stuff that like explain. So it's like patient name, Mr. Player, severe. My mate misspelt severe. I'm gonna point it out. There's no point change. It's not worth changing. Hold on, just message him. But yeah, effectively you got hit in the head. So we got a bit of lore stuff going on. We got a bit of sea fighting going on over there, which we couldn't be bothered fixing. But we got some special notes around the place for like lore and explaining stuff.
Where is everybody?
Then we get to the next place. Can speak to the guy here.
Another person. I thought I was the only one left. Listen, there's something on this ship.
It's a little quiet.
Something in the vents. Picking off the crew.
Does this even do anything?
I haven't seen it myself.
It must be doing something.
This room.
I don't know, it's a little buggy. That was very much like a last minute thing.
But you can grab the stuff. I need to fix
I won't spoil any of the future rooms
sure,
and stuff.
I can get those things.
He's quite
What
quiet.
do we need exactly?
This we made a massive push on the last day,
the
unfortunately.
elevator and the radio. Luckily, the fuse we need is just down the hall, past the engine room, and one of the storage rooms. If you get lost, there's a map on the wall.
Okay, hang tight. I'll be right back.
Oh.
And he talks about having a torch. There's a lot of issues, unfortunately, with this game. I posted something about it, and there are people like, "Oh, you're putting this on Steam?" And I'm like, "Unfortunately, we can't offer any updates and stuff like that."
Alright, got the fuse.
I don't feel like it's one of those things where it's like I gotta upload, like, it's like $100 USD to put on Steam, and it's like, do I think it's worth put like $100, which is about 160 odd New Zealand, to stick it on? I think this just isn't completely down. If we could spend like another month updating and fixing issues. Like, he still talks to you when you've left the room, and then you still talk back to him, which causes some major issues. If I speedrun this as well, there's some major issues, and I don't know.
Just be careful, alright?
It could be better.
You're our only chance at getting out of this alive.
But yeah. I'll show the second. I can show you the enemy now. Now the enemy can spawn, so for example, it's pretty cool. Oh, apparently he's already spawned. Oh, you can see him come in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's pretty good. I mean, there wasn't that much of a jump scare because I didn't realize he was going to be coming already. But, yeah, I'm just going to do something. Okay, yeah, that seems right. Okay. It seems we had some issues with the checkpoints, and I was just double checking if that was still the case, which it seems to be the case. Now, we just got to hope that when the teachers play through it, they don't run into that issue, so. It's pretty good. I think it's like a pretty good game. I think we did a pretty good job, but there's a couple minor issues, and I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Couple things, and I'm like, it could be better, but at the end of the day, pretty happy with it. There it is. I'm like, where is my purif? Alright, let's finish off this cross guard, and then I'm gonna end stream. I found one that I think that's pretty good. Looks really interesting. Thank you, thank you. Reminds you of Outlast, but if it's seen a ship. Okay. We had a couple decent references. We're like nothing. We didn't have anything like too crazy as like a reference. You know what I mean? But I'm really not liking what I'm working with right now. Sorry. So thick. That's the issue with these cross guards I make. I'm just like, am I able to make it thinner? I think it's, I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. I think I can make these thinner and go something like that, but yeah, we're going for stuff like Alien Isolation, Still Wakes the Deep, and a couple other games. So I think we hit pretty well. I think we did a good job. Oops. But there are definitely some improvements that could have been made. Okay. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Oh. Come on. Like, it just does not look right, you know what I mean? Ugh. Potentially need more geo. Like, if I could make these thinner, but then I don't know. It just gets to a point where it just does not look right. Especially these ants. Unless I made the ants, I mean, I kind of like them coming out at the same time. Okay, I don't know. Make that a bit thinner. Maybe more geo. I mean, more geo's never really the fix. I don't know. I'm mulling between something like that or like this. I'm not happy at all with it. Like, to me, something like that just looks so cool. Is already kind of that sort of look. And it's just going to be fixing these up. Might fall asleep because it's 12:20 here, but if I do, really fun watching. No, that's all good. I appreciate you coming by and chatting. I always love when somebody comes by and chats. Always appreciative. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. Ugh. That's so good. I ain't planning for too much longer. I might just hand do this, honestly. Very uncertain about these. Oops. Running like a nah, I don't like that. It's not bad, but it's just not great either. But I can do is still run that. then I'm gonna. I'm not too opposed to it. I think it could be better, but at the same time, probably the best I'm gonna get. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a new cylinder at 20. 'Cause I'm not happy with this either. Enter. Fling around. Make that mistake. Go out to about there. Did bump it up, but it's not too bad. And that's much better, like it's super smooth. Hold on. I might need to stream anyway. Jeez, I was meant to be stopping at 12:30. Be right back. Hello? I'm probably going to end stream there anyway. I'll continue with this maybe tomorrow. Nobody is there. It seems the door just... The wind got to the door. Not bad. I mean, we're working relatively higher poly, but not too high poly. And then, I'm so... like, you don't know. You don't know how mad I am. I'm like not mad, but like it's such a pain. I don't know. Do I go for the divot? Do I not go for the divot? I like what it looks like now, but then I feel like the divot's probably gonna be. Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I do it? Let's test. I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but it's kind of like a thicker divot. If we were to have a divot, it would look like that, maybe. Run this. Maybe that's too thick. Not too sure, really. Obviously, this isn't where it's going to look like at the end. Be close to like that. But maybe it's not too bad. Maybe we continue with something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll play around with it tomorrow, I think. They both have their pros and their cons, sorry. That's the thing. Go this way with a divot? Oopsies, I actually messed that up. Oh well. Anyway, I'm not going to save that, but one of those things. Anyway, I'm going to end stream. Go for a walk. I was only meant to be going for like till 12:30. So you guys got an extra hour, I guess. No biggie though. It's not an issue. I was just wanting to grab some lunch and then go for a walk at a pretty good time, but we'll see. Well, I appreciate you all watching, and especially you, Strawberry Bunny Queen, for popping by and chatting. Always good chatting. Don't mind showing off some of my stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Been pretty good. And we'll see. I don't know. I don't see myself streaming later today, but maybe. I don't know. If I do a devlog today, last time I streamed my devlog, so I might do the same and just chat about it, but we'll see. We'll see. That'll probably be another hour stream, probably, if I end up doing that. And then I'll probably be working on this again later tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm not too sure. I don't know. See where things go. But appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one. And I'll catch you guys maybe tomorrow, maybe today. We'll see. Laters.